On the Garmin Tactix and the Garmin Fenix, you have this wonderful widget that is the ABC. You can find it from the main page, and you go down or up to go into the widget until you find the ABC. If you can find it here, you can press and hold the menu button and go down to Add Widget, and it should be about the first one, ABC. But since it's already there, let's look at it. So what do we have here as information? We have a lot of things. First, we have the compass. As you can see, my watch is actually pointing north, and now I am pointing west. I have the degrees exactly at which I am pointing, just right here. And under that, we've got the elevation, and right here, we've got the atmospherical pressure. Oh, but what is ABC? ABC is altimeter, barometer, compass. So compass is the one we see just right here. The altimeter is just right here, and the barometer is the arrow. So actually the arrow going straight and then going up, this means that in the previous hour, the atmospheric pressure was stable, but now it is climbing. If we go into the widget with the Start Step button, we've got the same information, but on a big screen. So all around, we've got the compass. At the very top, we have the degrees, the altimeter, and again, the barometer. Down here, we've got the last 4 hours elevation. So I'm actually at 166 meters. And if we're going down, we've got the barometer for the last 48 hours. Actually, if you see that weird climb just right here, it was because I was into a swimming pool. So no, the pressure into water is not the same that into the air. Down here, we've got the simple compass. Let's see what other option do we have. If I press the Start Stop button on the first page, it doesn't have anything. But if I come here on the altimeter page, what do I have? I have the calibrate or settings. And we can see the calibrate is also the first option into settings. So if I want to calibrate the altimeter, I can come here and enter my current elevation. So if you are on a mountain and you got a sign just in front of you saying that you are at this very elevation, if you trust it, well, you can say yes and input this information. Otherwise, you can use the DEM for Data Elevation Map. If you have a Garmin Tactix or a Garmin Fenix, this is a wonderful feature. The watch basically know the elevation for every single point in the world. So when you use DEM, you just go outside, you wait for GPS, the watch will catch your actual position and will tell you, well, this is your actual elevation. Do you want to record it? Yes or no? So at the end, well, you say yes. Actually, I'm inside, so I won't catch anything. So yes, at the end, you say yes, and your altimeter is calibrated. Next to that, we've got Use GPS. That is a feature that you can use if you don't have the map onto your watch. Basically, if you don't have the map onto your watch and you use DEM, it will probably fail. If you do have the map, if you don't have the map, you can use the GPS. So basically, you just go outside, you say use GPS, and you wait for the GPS to triangulate you, and this will evaluate your altitude. It is not as precise as the DEM, but it's kind of close to be precise. Let's say it is 10 meter close to be precise. So yeah, that's how you enter your actual elevation to calibrate the watch. And then we've got autocal for auto calibration. Basically what this is, do you want that the watch just record your actual position that we've just set into the watch? Do you want it to calibrate it all the time when you start an activity, or not at all? This means that if you go at start, when you start the activity, the watch will auto calibrate, probably using DEM, and will use that elevation for the rest of your activity. Or it can do it from time to time or not at all. The default option is continuous. I think the watch work pretty well, so I keep it on continuous. When you're not during an activity, you can still make it auto-calibrate. Actually, it works very, very fine, so I won't touch it. So I will keep it that way. Then you've got the elevation. You can choose to got it into meters or feet. That's up to you, but since I'm not into the United States, I will stick to meters. Then if we pass to the barometer, again, you can calibrate. If you're going to calibrate, you will still have this weird intercurrent elevation DM or GPS. That's basically because the barometer and the altimeter are the same tool. The altimeter gives its altitude based on the barometer. So yes, when you try to calibrate it, it will take you to the same menu. So again, calibrate, plot, as you have seen just right here, I've got the last 48 hours, but if I only want to have the last 6 hours, well, I can have it. Let's take it back to 48 hours because I like it. You've got the storm alert. The storm alert is actually on for me. By default, it is off. You choose to have how much millibar drop you want per 3 hours to have an alert. Basically, when there is a storm incoming, generally the pressure drop. So let's say that if the pressure dropped for 6 millibar for the last 3 hours, well, I will receive an alert. You can go down to 2 millibars, but I think you will receive too much alerts for nothing. So I only want to be notified if something big is incoming. Then you've got the watch mode. The watch mode is actually on auto, and I think it works pretty well again. But you can also put it on altimeter or barometer. What is the difference? You see, actually, I am at the very same position since the last 4 hours. But as you see, well, I will put it back on the last 6 hours. But as you can see, the atmospheric pressure gained 5 millibar in the last 6 hours. So if I go back here, setting, not plot, watch mode. So if I put the watch mode on altimeter, every change of the atmospheric pressure will impact the altimeter. Because as I told you earlier, this and that are linked together. So because the atmospheric pressure change at every hours and maybe even every minutes, well, you don't want that when you are static on a place, the atmospheric pressure impact your altimeter. So when you are fixed at the very same location, you want that the watch mode to be onto barometer, because you know that every atmospheric pressure change only need to impact the barometer. However, if you are moving, you want to be on altimeter. So basically, when you put it on auto, if the watch know you are stable, fixed at the same place, it will go on barometer mode, and when you are moving, it will go on altimeter mode. So that when you move and you gain into elevation, the watch will know that it's not because the atmospheric pressure change, it is because you gain or drop in elevation. So keep it to auto, unless you need to go on a specific mode. But for me, it works pretty well on auto. Then for the pressure, you have the choice to got it into millibar, hectopascal, inches, or this is millimeter mercury. We'll stick to millibars. Then what do we have? We've got the compass. Well, the compass gives you where you point, but you have some features into that. You can lock heading. So let's say that I want to go straight into that direction at 336 degrees northwest. I can lock heading. Well, again, I need to go at this, let's say this one, 337s. I will lock it, and then you walk you will try to keep that direction, and if you go off, it will tell you, well, you need to go 15 degrees west. No, that's not west, that's degrees. So you need to go 20 degrees on the left to keep track of the degrees you set at the beginning. Unlocking. And then you can calibrate. Well, basically, this will just ask you to make some 8 into the air with your watch. And if we go into settings, we got display. You can choose if you want to have degrees or mils, and if you want to have it only with degrees or mils, or you want it to have with letters. So if I take mils and, for example, I come back here, well, as you can see, there is a lot more of data here, but we lose the number. So I don't know. Well, I know that if I point here, there is 6,400 degrees, but 0 is always the north. So I know this is north. That's on you. I will keep for myself degrees and letters. Then you can say if you want to point the true north or the magnetic one, or if you have a special grid, or set it as you wish. And the mode here, you got off and on. What it is, you see, actually I'm pointing north, and now I'm pointing east. But what if the watch point north and I'm moving east? That's an interesting question. If we go on setting and the mode, well, off, if I come here, will disable the compass and will only stick to the movement. Actually, you can't see anything because I am inside, there is no GPS reception, and I'm not moving. So it's terrible for the watch to understand in which direction I am going because of all those 3 factors. However, if I put it back to on, as you can see now, the watch will only use the compass. So in this mode, if I point north and moving east, the watch will always tell me that I am pointing north. But if I'm going on auto, well, actually, because I am inside, not on the GPS and not moving, the watch use the compass to know on which direction I am going. However, if I'm going outside and use the GPS and moving, actually, if I point north but move east, it will tell me just right here that I am moving east. So basically, when you're outside, it will give you your direction when you are moving using the GPS, and will tell you in which direction you are pointing using the compass when you stop moving. So again, auto works pretty well. And that's made the tour of the ABC altimeter barometer compass widget you can find on your Garmin Tactix or Garmin Fenix. So this is it. Thank you for watching. I hope it helps. If yes, please smash the like button. If you are planning to buy this watch, you can see my link in the description. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel so you can find me back easily next time you need help. If you want to see my other tutorial about this watch, you can see my playlist just right here. And you can also find me on my main channel just right there. Thank you for watching. Take care and see ya.